Hi guys, my name's Jababo. I'm doing No Man's Land's challenge. The rules are pretty straightforward and simple. We're starting off with $205,000. There is a tent that we have to use that is $20,000 as a starting house. There will be no loans, no leasing equipment, no super strength, no lumberjack mod. Other than that, everything else is pretty much fair game. The idea is to see how much money we can make in a short period of time. Most people shoot for $1 million. I'm shooting for 10. Let's see how quickly I can go from 205,000 to 10 million, not borrowing money, not leasing equipment, not using super strength, and using the mods that we're finding on ModHub. All right, let's get it going. All right, guys, we're gonna get the challenge started. The first thing we need to do is we need to figure out what piece of land that we want to start off with. I have surveyed all the pieces of land, and I think this would be a good place to start, just due to the simple fact that there are some woods, there's grassland, and there's some flat spots on here. So we'll go ahead and buy this. We're going to go ahead and get us a tractor to start off with. There was a lot of great options of tractors to get, but I think that our main workhorse to start off with is going to be a Valmet. I believe this one will work best for us. We can get it up to, hang on a second, engine setup. Yeah, we can get it up to 150 horsepower, which is a good thing. Where's the canopy at? There's a lot of stuff that you can add to this and take off. Hang on a second, I know what I'm looking for. Cabins and accessories, that's it. There we go. That's what I want. I want it plain Jane. We'll get this for 26 grand. I think this is a bargain. We will go ahead and get a water tanker real quick out of animal husbandry, or not animal husbandry, not animal transport. Here's the tanker I want. We'll buy that. We'll go down to check out our plot of land. And we'll take the tanker down there because we're going to need it for the greenhouses. So the idea of this challenge is simply this. We're going to try to maximize what we're doing with the money that we have, right? So basically, we're balling on a budget, and every time that we spend money, we have to think, okay, how are we going to recoup this money back? It seems simple, but you got to remember, right? There's no fields out here, which means there's no contracts. We're on here by ourselves, which means that we have to figure out how to make money quickly, or products quickly. There are the greenhouses. We will put down one at each of the greenhouses, and we also have to put down our tent / home as part of the rules of the challenge. The tent is something that we're going to use. We're not going to keep it forever. We're going to upgrade to, you know, a nice house and all that other stuff further down the line. All right, let me stop here. First things first, let's get the house down, or our sleeping arrangements down, because we have to. It's part of the challenge. We don't have a choice in the matter. It is a thing we have to do. All right, so buildings, farmhouses, there it is. Spin it around like that'll work. All right, now in the production tab, we do have greenhouses. They're a part of the no man's land. There's a mushroom greenhouse and there's a flower greenhouse. These are extremely powerful things to have. But I will say this, they're OP, and because they're OP, we're only allowed to have one of each. All right, let me scroll this around to where I'm trying to find out where our land is. Where's the corner of our land? I think it overlaps. Let's put the mushrooms there, and then we'll put the flowers here. I think that'll work. Beautiful. Now after that, we need the ability to water it, which is not a problem. I believe it's in... Is it in the tools? No. Silos, maybe? I had a hard time finding this last time. Sheds, maybe. Let me look into tools again. Maybe I just didn't recognize it. No. Oh, man. I feel... Extensions? Containers. There it is. And we're going to put down a water point. All right, the reason why we did that is simply this, right? The production of the greenhouses run on water. So all we have to do is just put water in it, and it makes product for us. Now, the cool thing about this water trigger is, look, you have to actually spin the valve to open it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill up both these greenhouses. They're going to take about, well, not about, they're going to take 2.5 of each of these full containers to fill these up. So when I'm done filling it up, I'll show you how these things work. Both the greenhouses are filled up. And if we go inside here and we look at the trigger, it's simply this: 100 water equals 100 of the mushrooms. So all we have to do is turn it on, activate it, and change the output mode to distributing. And the same thing with the flowers. It's 100 for 100. So it's basically making pallets of stuff for us. Basically for only buying the water tower and buying the stuff. That's why it's so OP, and that's the reason why we're only allowed to have one of each of these. Now the other greenhouses, that's fine. We can do as many of those as we want, but these particular ones are extremely overpowered. All right, we're gonna head up here. We're gonna get a cultivator so we can make a field. I'll be at the shop. I'll show you what cultivator we're getting and what the next stage of the process is. We're at a shop. We're at the shop. The cultivator that I'm gonna get is this Rabe Bluebird 3000. We're getting the old version for it. It's 4750. It's a 90 horsepower requirement. It's not a problem. We can afford that. We've got 150, and this is what we're going to use to cut our field in. We're going to do this at the top of our property, and you know, we've got to get crop in the ground to start off with. So I'm going to hook this up. We're going to head over to the field, and when I get to the field and we get started, we'll show you the process. And it'll cost us more money to do so. So we're gonna save the flat areas for our productions and money making things, and use the non-flattish stuff to put our fields in. our equipment will be okay with going up and down the fields. So we're going to, now I got to remember that we're running at 5 times speed, and I can only get X amount of done in a 1 day month. So we don't want to make it, we want to make the field big enough that it works for us, but not so big that we can't run it in a, what's the word I'm looking for? We can manage our time, right? We can always make the field bigger, but we don't want to run out of time, right? That there's some things that I want to try to get done in a timely manner for what time that we have. And then, like I said, we can always expand, and as we get bigger equipment, it'll make it easier. But the idea is we do want to get a crop in before the end of the month. So, and we're kind of eyeballing it. It's not an exact science. It's a guesstimation, right? We're kind of, you know, playing it loosely by ear. I have an idea of how I want to go about things on this challenge, but it's not like everything's written in stone and, you know, all the dollar amounts and all that stuff's been figured out. Oh, good Lord. All right. So, yeah, that, you see what I was saying with playing it by ear is, yeah, hang on a second. I want to at least get the field squared off. And this is where, you know, not having GPS and stuff like that is trying to figure out how to work all this stuff. This will give you an idea of the size of the field that we're looking at. Yeah, see, I knew that was going to happen. That I was like right on the edge. And this is going to set my OCD off. Oh well, we'll be fine. All right, so you get an idea of what the size of the field is. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to, you know, I'm going to cut this in, try to get, you know, most of this done. We'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more strategy, a little more tips, and give you an idea of what this is. I think this is a good start of the size of the field that I want. I remember that, you know, we also have to get lime and fertilizer and all that other stuff in here for our first crop. And here's the question: what do you think our first crop would be? What would you put in the field for the first time? All right, I'll see you guys when we're close to getting this completed. We're cruising along. We're cruising along. I'm very happy with the Valmet, with the way it's pulling this cultivator in here. It's cutting this field in very nicely. We're making good time. I think it was the right decision. It wasn't the most expensive way, but it also wasn't the cheapest way to go either. I think it was a good balance for a trade-off of time and money. All right, when we get this completed, or closer to completed, we'll be back. We're just about done with this field. It's 10 o'clock. I think we're making good time. It took us, you know, 2 hours of the day to you know, to get this far. I think we're on schedule. I'm not necessarily saying we're ahead of time, ahead of schedule or behind. I think we're right on time for the amount of time to get things in my head allotted to get things done. This is a decent sized field. I'm not exactly sure what the acreage or hectare of this is. I'm honestly afraid to go any bigger than this, because if I go any bigger than this, I'm probably not going to get it done this month. And you know, we need to it's going to take time to grow, and you know, we're down to 61 grand out of our starting capital, so there's no loans and there's no leasing. So you know, we have to be careful with our money. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop this off over by our little tent here. We're gonna go to the shop. I'm gonna get us a fertilizer and lime spreader when we get to the shop, and we'll go from there. We're at the shop. The fertilizer and lime spreader that we're going to use for right now is this John Deere. It does fertilizer and lime for $21.50. It's a phenomenal bargain in my opinion. So we'll do that. We will also buy us a bag of lime. The other thing is we also have to be careful about when we purchase bags of stuff. We can leave it at the store for a little while temporarily, but we can't leave it forever. It is a business, and that would, you know, that would supersede the rule of not using super strength. So eventually we're going to have to get, you know, trailers and telehandlers or something to be able to move this stuff around. All right, I'm going to drive this over to the field and we'll start liming. The other thing is this valve mitt does go 26 miles per hour. That was a contributing factor, along with the horsepower and the price, of why I started off with this piece of equipment. All right, I'll see you guys when we get to the field. The cool thing about this John Deere is that I don't consider it a fertilizer spreader. I consider it more of a dropper, because it just drops it on the ground, right? It doesn't fling it everywhere, but on the other hand, you have more control of where it goes. And I think that it's cool. More people would probably like something with a little more longer reach, because it's less time in the field. But like I said, for a little over $2 grand, it's really hard to beat. Now, are we going to use it forever? Absolutely not, right? When we have the ability to expand, we will. We'll use equipment that is bigger, better, faster, and maximize our time and effort. But right now, we're balling on a budget, and you know what? I think this is the perfect item for right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this going. You guys know what liming looks like, right? You know, we've all played the game. We've seen this long enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this knocked out really quick, and we'll talk about what the next step is after this. All right, we're cruising right along. I'm very happy with the progress that we're making with this. It's working extremely well. It does look like we're going to have to go back to the shop and get, you know, to get the rest of the lime. We got 30% left in the trailer, but we're working on, you know, our third pass. But, you know, time-wise, we're doing good. If we can get this done before lunch, we'll be right on schedule. We're back at the shop. We're picking up what's left of the lime. I'm not sure if it's going to use the... All right. Yeah, we're going to have to get another bag. One bag is just not going to be enough. Oh, be careful. Don't go. Yeah, we're testing the suspension out there, yo. All right, we're gonna head back to the field. Hopefully we don't need more lime than this. If we do, it's cheap. All right, I'll see you when we get to the field. All right, so we're coming up on the field. This can kind of give you perspective of the size of the field. I think I went bigger than I should have. I probably should have kept it at the first tree and not to the third tree. Well, you know, it's too late now. I can't go back. We're just gonna have to figure things out. But it'll work out one way or another. All right, when we get closer to getting things done, we'll talk about the next step. All right, guys, we're back. It's cutting it very close, but I think that's good enough for, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's good enough for now. We will go ahead and drop this off. And then what we will do is we'll go ahead and grab, we're gonna grab a seeder and buy some seed, and we're gonna start planting our sowing our first crop. I wanted to go by the greenhouses and see if they're putting anything out yet. Are they close to putting something out? Let's check the menu. Out of space. Why are you out of space? Hang on a second. What am I doing wrong? Change storing. Is that it? There we go. I had the wrong button. It wasn't distributing, it was... All right. All right, cool, we got products. Now, the cool thing about the flowers is the flowers we can pick up. They're light. The mushrooms, not so much. So this is why I put the mushrooms on the outside, so that it would be easier, right? If they were in here, I would have to compete with this being in the way. So somewhere along the lines, we're gonna have to get a trailer and the ability to move them. The flowers we can move by hand, the mushrooms not so much. All right, we're gonna go to the shop and we'll show you the next step of the mastermind tactic that we're gonna go with. We're at the shop, guys. I am looking for, what am I looking for? Cedar. One cedar. I'm gonna go with, yeah, we're gonna go with the case. I could do this one, 4.3 meters. This is 5.2. It's actually better. It's cheaper, 60 horsepower. Yes, please. We'll buy that. And we'll get us a bag of seed. Seed is cheap. We'll hook it up to the tractor. We're down to 50, almost 52,000. So we're gonna have to keep the budget in mind. The first crop that we're going to plant is gonna be oats. So we'll set this for oats. The reason why with oats is it gives me flexibility. If I want to do horses right off the rip, I can. I don't know if I will. I could use it as a bakery product in production, make flour and bread. That's a possibility. If I remember correctly, oats also gives us straw, which is something else that we can sell. So I think there's more flexibility with the oats than with soybeans. Soybeans was a very close second, but I think strategically this is the right way to go about it. Ooh, case 5100. I do like this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and I'm going to do a headland. I am allowed to use workers. I can hire the people from the shop. The only problem with using the people at the shop is that... Oh. All right, there we go. The only problem with using the people at the shop is that, you know, they're not... hiring workers are not the swiftest people, and sometimes they get stuck in trees and they don't exactly follow things the way that we would, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on them. But I think that if I do a headland, they'll have a good idea of what it is that we're trying to do, and they'll be able to do, you know, they can do it themselves, because we've got other things that we need to do. We've got some trees that we need to fell, and we need to make some money. All right, so after I get the headland done and we hire the worker, we'll talk about the step 2 of the, well, actually this would be step 3 of the master plan. We're on step 2 right now. All right, I'll see you guys in just a bit. All right, we're gonna hire a worker. We're gonna see how this works. All right, off you go. Hopefully she doesn't get stuck in anything. We're gonna run down here really quick. I'm gonna pick up, we gotta run to the store anyway. We're not allowed to teleport. So if we're gonna run to the store, we might as well grab one of these boxes of flowers, and we can sell one of these containers of flowers. We can carry it by hand up to the store and get an idea of what we're getting for the flowers. Also, we can talk about the plan of attack. All right, there we go. I'm strong. All right, so we're gonna run this back to the shop. So obviously, right, we've got the greenhouses of the flowers and the mushrooms going. We've got a field that's being planted right now. So our third stream of revenue is we're going to take advantage of the trees that we have. But it's not just good enough to sell the trees. We need to turn it into something. So what we're going to do is we're going to put down a sawmill that's going to turn it into planks, our wood into planks, and we'll get more bang for the buck that way. Or at least that's my plan. The sawmill, I believe, is 20,000, which means that I need to come up with a way for just a little under 32 grand of being able to cut a tree down and move it to the sawmill. All right, what do we get for this? Yo, 3,300. Hey, we'll take it. All right, so we need to buy first thing we need to do is we need to buy the ability to cut a tree down. One chainsaw, please. All right, the next thing is we need the ability to move said. All right, hang on a second. We'll do it this way. Front end loaders. Come into here, combinations. What am I looking for? This is what I'm looking for right here. We want one of these with a front load attacher. Buy that, yes please. Go back. I need a concrete weight. Buy that. Can we make it a little bigger? Yes, we can. We'll buy that. We'll go back. We'll buy this with the hydraulic cylinder. And then I need to buy one more thing. Now this is the most important thing. It's called a big bag loader. If you've never used a big bag loader, you're gonna learn something, right? It's the greatest thing ever invented. Why is that? It gives you the ability to move things very simplistically. And like, I'll show you with the lime, right? We got to get the lime back anyway. All right, so hook that up. Let's hook this up. Yeah. Thank you. Now let's hook this up to that. That's a lot of hooking up, I know. All right, so here's the cool thing about the big bag holder, right? You just put it over anything. And all you have to do is hit the L button, right? It straps it and boom, right? So I can pick up big bags, I can pick up pallets, I can pick up logs, right? I can... Is it cheeky? Woo! All right, we may need we may need to get a heavier weight for the tractor. Is it cheeky? A little bit. But you know what? It's not breaking the rules. It's being innovative, right? We're adapting. We're overcoming. That's how I want to look at it. How's our worker doing? She seems to be doing fine. I can't see her. Oh, there she is. I'm concerned when she gets to the trees, right? That's my concern. But you know what? It's saving us time. And if she can get that done, or almost all of it done in the time while we're putting down the sawmill and cutting some trees down, that's a win. Because we need to get trees into the sawmill so they can brew overnight. Alrighty, let's drop this down here. Poof, it drops it, right? So, and we'll go over, I want to start on this patch of trees over here because there's more here than there, and that's over there keeping our tent cool, right? We don't want to get rid of those just yet. So the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out where we're going to put the sawmill. All right, so Shift P, nope, Shift P. All right, so we can go into productions, and where is it? No Man's Land mods, right here. See, we can take trees and change them into chips and planks. All right, it is a chunky boy. All right, yo, stop. It's overlapping with the player. It's overlapping with the objects. All right, hang on a second. Can I do this in a way that I can see everything? I kind of want it over here. Oh, all right, you're overlapping objects. Can just, I can't tell where my border is. All right, so my border's roughly, all right, here, object, find not an object to overlap. All right, you're gonna be that way, fine. We'll just move you around until I find a place to put you. All right, there's a place to put you. You know what? Is it pretty? No. Does it work? Yes. All right, let's see what it looks like. How much did I block my... No, I didn't. Beautiful. All right, there's that. Here's the trigger. Okay, hang on a second. So I'm gonna fell some trees, but before I fell the trees, I'm a bit concerned about the worker. I don't know how she's dealing with the trees. She looks like she's backing up forever. Let's see if she's confused. Are you confused? You're figuring it out. All right. You know what? If you only leave a little bit for me, I'm okay with that. Is she just gonna back up to this tree? Yeah, you do you, boo. We'll be fine. All right, guys. I'm going to fell a tree, right, and kind of show you the process of what it is that I'm doing, and then we'll go from there. Here, we'll take a big tree, right? So, if you've never done this before, this is just a simple, right? You cut it the direction that the chainsaw is moving, the tree will fall, poof, right? After you do that, then we have to run down here, and we have to cut all the limbs off. I'm not very good at this. In fact, I suck at this. I usually have to go up and down the tree once or, a few times. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And then what I do is I take, all right, there's still a, down here. What I do is I take, a segment of the tree like this. That looks like a good segment to look at. Can I, really? I can't pick you up. Are you too heavy? Object is too heavy. All right, fine. Hang on a second. We'll grab it with the tractor. I need a measuring stick, right? So usually I cut off a piece that I can move around by hand. And then I use a measuring stick to make the logs. So let's come over here. We'll get this into just, it's a shame. This looks like it's the perfect size for the trigger too. All right, where's the trigger at? There's the trigger that we have to load it. So the object is, all right, yeah. Actually, if I cut you, now can I pick you up? Are you still, object is too heavy. All right. All right, at what point is it not too heavy? At this point? All right, there we go. Hey, the worker has completed the task. Yay, it freed up us. It didn't take her very long, but it freed us up some time. All right, so I'm gonna run this back to where we came from so you can get an idea of how I go about this, right? So I kind of just, line it up like so and use it as a measuring stick. That way they're kind of symmetrical. They're not exactly the same size, but it gives me a loose idea. Right? Let's check over here. Well, actually, we can check this way. How good of a job did she do? It looks like she got just about all of it. Let's double check. There might be one little area that she missed, but if it's just one little area, I mean, hey, we can do it ourselves. No big deal. I'm happy with the work she did. We're appreciative. And we're going to have to use workers in this challenge or else we're never going to get anything done. All right. All right. Yeah, all right. So because there's lime down, we can see where she hasn't been. And, yeah, we can just go go ahead and knock this off really quick. It won't take too terribly long, right? You know, lower it, turn it on, boom, boom, boom. I left the trees in here because of the fact that I don't have a stump grinder. We will have to use a stump grinder. I'm not using the lumberjack mod. I can't use the lumberjack mod. That's one of the mods I'm not allowed to use. I can pretty much use most every mod, but the lumberjack mod is not a mod I can use because of the fact that it has super strength, right? So if you're going to do this with me, remember you can't use super strength. So that takes the lumberjack mod. Now, if you sit there and say, well, no, I promise not to use it. Nope, you can't do it. Right? Sorry. It's the rule. That particular mod is off limits. You know what? I'm happy with the work that she did. She did an amazing job. She did a far better job than I would have done. All right, good enough. All right, let's drive this back over here. We'll put it in our yard. I'm gonna cut down, well, actually, we'll run the tractor over there and I'll put a couple of logs into the storage and then you guys can get an idea. I will have to get a shed and stuff like that, but that's after we're a little more economically more feasible. Right now, we're not at that point yet, but we will. All right, let's go, Massey. She may not be the biggest, she may not be the fastest, but she will get the logs to where we gotta go. Now, if you wanted to, you could drag them. I just find it, this is better than dragging. Is it the most efficient way to get this done? Probably not. But it's the way that I'm gonna do it, right? I might be able to get 2 of these, right? If we play our cards right, we may be able to get 2 stacks of logs, right? So just tap L again. All right, maybe that was being a little greedy. All right, there's no maybe about it. It was being a lot of greedy. But if you don't mind, right, is it cheeky? Yes. Is it working? Yes. You know, is it cheating? No. The game's allowing me to do it, so we're gonna, you know, we're gonna take advantage of some things here and there. We'll just call this throttle management, right? We are slowly, you know, tipping back and forth. Drop. All right, I'll go grab the this is going to be the heaviest part. And like I said, if I had a heavier weight on the back of my butt end, this may help. But like I said, it's all in the for the challenge. All right, let me grab this. L. Oh, that's not bad at all. Now I also need to get a trailer. I haven't forgotten that. We got to get a trailer so we can move the pallets of mushrooms and flowers and stuff like that. And when we get pallets of pallets or planks, we'll have to move them too. so let me do this. We'll drop this in here like so. Back up. Let me get my measuring stick out. I need this for later. So if we go into here, what's the button we're looking for? Maybe I need to go in here. Arg. Plant. All right. Activate. Missing materials. All right. Is this not where we put the materials? Oh, wait. There we go. All right. I have to figure out how to use the building. Technical issues. All right. So if we look at that, that's 3,000 liters. It takes 60 liters to make 80 liters in 3. All right, so I'm gonna cut down some trees really quick, and after I get some trees to work with, we'll be back and we'll load them in there, and we'll see where we're at. But you know, I think we're getting a good start. We've got one revenue stream with the greenhouses. We got we've got one crop in the ground, and we've got a revenue stream with the wood. Now, granted, the wood is limited, right? We only have X amount, and we're gonna have to get more equipment, right? We're gonna have to we have to deal with weeds. We're gonna have to get a harvester. We have a bunch of stuff that we still have to get. All right, let me go find the Valmet. She should be over here by the, or is she in the field? Where is the Valmet at? Ah, there she is. Grab this, disconnect. We'll grab the water tanker really quick. I'm not exactly sure how much water that the greenhouses used up, but this is a good way for us to check. Yeah, we do want them to brew overnight while we're sleeping. Ah, wrong button. That's the button we want. And the goal is, you know, I think we can get 10 mil by the time it's all said and done. All right, while that's offloading, let's look into here and see what, all right, it's halfway. It's halfway, so, it'll probably take, what, 3? Maybe 4 of these. Let's unlock it. Let's fill it up. All right, so my question is to you guys, what would you do in my situation? What's the next step, right? We've got one crop. Is the next step like, hey, there's grass, we should be making silage? If that's the case, look at our income, or look at our money. We've got 26 grand. It's kind of hard to get silage equipment up and running for 26 grand, right? So that's something that we got to think about. Now, granted, when we sell the stuff off from the greenhouses and the planks in September, we may have, it may not be 26, it may be 56 or 66. At that point, yeah. Do we double down on greenhouses and get other greenhouses to do the strawberries and stuff like that? Or do we go into chickens? right? Is chicken's a good way of going. There's so many different avenues that we can go with this. So leave me a message. Also, if you're in my Discord, there is a section in the Discord to have discussions about this particular series. So hop into the Discord and let me know what you think. Also, if you're doing this challenge yourself, hey, by all means, do the challenge with me, right? Compete with me. You know, I'm not the best at doing challenges. Well, let me rephrase that. I do good. I do fairly well. I do better than the average person. I may not be the best at it, but I'd be willing to say I could beat 85% of the people. The question is, are you the 15% that I can't? Right? And if you can, hey, more power to you. If you can't, that's okay. You're with the 85%, and there's nothing wrong with that. Dang it. We didn't do it quick enough. Unlock. That's the one thing that I don't like about this thing. It's cool that you have to unlock it to get the water out of it, but it has a timer trigger on it, and then after a while, it's just like, we're done. All right, it's 4:30 and it's getting close to 6, right? The rules is we can't work past 6 o'clock at night. we're getting dangerously close, yo. Let's top this off. All right. So the greenhouses are full. We'll take a look at. We'll top this off really quick. We'll take a look at all our production tabs, right? As soon as this is done. Fill faster. All right, we can look at all our production tabs. All right, let's see what we're doing. Water's full. Mushrooms are doing mushroom things. The flowers are doing flower things. The woods are doing wood things. 15,000. I wonder how many pallets we'll get out of 16,000, basically. I don't know. It's math, right? I think we'll be fine. All right, guys, this is going to be a good time to put a stop. In the next episode, it will be September. We will be in a position to sell stuff and look at the next step. Maybe we make another field with the equipment that we already have. Maybe we buy new equipment and oh good lord, there is a pallet already. We got a pallet of wood, yo. All right, just hang on. I'm excited. It's the first pallet. And to be fair, right, we still have we've got a bag up at the shop. So we'll go pick the bag up, right? There's our excuse. Our excuse to take to sell the first pallet. All right, hang on a second. Any excuse that I'm curious. I have no idea how much money we're going to get for a pallet of planks. It's 1,000 liters of wood. I mean, a grand? Would a grand be a reasonable explanation? I mean, let's be honest, right? If you've been to Home Depot lately, if you've been to Home Depot, this pallet right here is probably worth like $5,000. But you know, this isn't the real world. This is pixel world. So, hey, maybe we get 1,200. I don't know, but we're going. The only downside to this setup is my Ferguson. I love you, but you're slow as Christmas. 15 miles per hour is not being a speed demon by any stretch of the imagination. but you were cheap, and we appreciate you. All right, just a little bit further. Bob and weave through the bushes, right? We don't want to damage the tractor. She's fragile. She's a good worker, but she, you know, the hoses and stuff like that, you have to be careful with. All right, let's get up here. Hurry. It's like Christmas is killing me. How much are we gonna get? Am I gonna be happy or sad? Please make me happy. Please, please, please. Drop it on the ground. I got 4 grand. Oh my God. It's amazing. The future looks bright. All right, let me grab this. We'll run this back. Or actually, I'm gonna pick this up, but then we'll run it back, right? All right, guys. Oh, no, that didn't work. It still didn't work. All right, hang on a second. Now? All right, there we go. All right, guys, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, right? If you hit the subscribe button, you hit the thumb up button, that's the like button. You can hit the thumb down button too if you want to. It's okay. Say something, right? It helps in the engagement. And what the engagement does, from my understanding, I'm new to YouTube, but my understanding is for engagement, then YouTube goes, oh, these people are talking about it. Well, we'll recommend it to other people that that they think like this, right? And it's a way of helping me get this out to other people that never met Jab or understands Jab style farming. All right, guys, I will catch you next time. Hey, as always, happy farming.